Hey, Connected Life, I'm Dr. Steve, and today we are going to be breaking down how to have those difficult conversations where you're going to be the bad guy. So just stay tuned. All right, so welcome. So today we are going to be speaking about how to have those difficult conversations when you perceive that you're going to be the bad guy. I was interacting with a client the other day, and basically we were speaking and she was speaking. She said, I have to have this conversation with a family member of mine, but guess what? I gotta be the bad guy. And so that rings in my brain as to, okay, what is that? First of all, what does being the bad guy mean? And how could we help her to gain more clarity so that she can take more action? As a little kind of nuance is that she was procrastinating for weeks having to have this conversation. So I think most of us could probably understand, we've been there before about, putting conversations off, not, kind of like dancing around issues, not stepping into kind of that full truth of dealing with the things that we need to deal with. And so I want to kind of run down and break down this idea of you being the bad guy in this conversation and what I instructed her to do and how she actually took instant action when we gave her these recommendations. So I'm the bad guy, here's you, here's the other person. And so what I want you to consider when we're saying I'm the bad guy, essentially what you're thinking is, I am going to be doing this person harm. So I'm coming in as the bad guy because essentially I'm going to be causing this person harm. And they're going to be this innocent victim with me, giving them this whack of information that I think is really valuable that they know, except I don't know how they're going to receive it. And because it's challenging information, that they're most likely going to receive me as the bad guy, and I got to play that persona out. So what I had her do is, first of all, her mind was inaccurate on that because she perceives herself as being the bad guy, and she perceives herself as going to cause harm. And I know that's only half of the story. So what I asked her to do is let's explore the other half as well. How is this individual, by you giving this information that is going to be challenging, it might be like a little tough for them to swallow, what are they benefiting from? How are they actually going to benefit from receiving this information? And instantly she knew. She said, okay, well, if I give them the information that I have to give them is actually going to empower them. Okay, great. And I said, well, why is that a benefit for them? And she said, well, if he's empowered, then he could be more responsible. I said, responsible for what? For choices. He's going to have options and choices. Because he has this information, he's going to have options and choices as to actions that he can take because he's just taking the same action over and over again. And so ultimately, he gets to be more authentic, she said, because he can take new actions and he has options because he's more aware and he can be more responsible because he knows more of the truth. So we packaged this for her to hold that in her mind as she went into giving the information. Because she said, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm not really the bad guy then. Well, you're not the bad guy, and nor are you necessarily the good guy. You're a guy coming in to provide this individual with information. How they perceive that information, you can't control. But what you can do is offer up the information, and how they interpret it is going to be how they interpret it. On the harm side, they could be bitter and angry and pissed and irritated and frustrated, and they can do all that. But as they're doing that, as they're playing that role out, here's what's happening under the surface. They're getting more empowered with the information. They're able to become more responsible. Because of that, they're able to have more choices and take more options for actions. And the person can actually, when they actually interpret that information, can be more authentic. Why? Because you're providing them with more of the truth and more of what reality is. They're probably caught in a bias and a blind side. You're coming in there with some truth to provide them with greater perspective. Anytime we give someone an opportunity to have greater perspective, guess what? They get the opportunity to be more responsible for their understanding, perception, and knowledge of any given situation. So you're coming in and giving them more data. Okay? And again, the catch that you get yourself caught in with is the procrastination and hesitation that you have is perceiving that you're going to come in with this whack of harm and you're going to be this animal, this danger, this threat, and that's what you're going to do. And that's not totally accurate. In fact, you're coming in as a messenger, and whether they receive it as supportive or challenging is not up to you. It's up to you to tell the truth and be the messenger. And once she saw, though, and was able to articulate that essentially throughout the challenge of the information, he's going to actually be more authentic and responsible and empowered on the other side, and she values that, it was a no-brainer. And so within the matter of days, she went over, had the conversation, and she actually said it went smoother than she thought. So, if we provide the opportunity to be able to see both sides of the situation to ourselves, we come in with our heart. And we're not coming in hesitant, we're not coming in fearful, we're able to be ourselves and to be in our heart and to be truthful and honest in a relaxed state, because we see that there's two sides. And I just had her reveal the other side so that ultimately she can just be in her heart and be truthful and honest without the resistance to him battling back at her. And oftentimes when you change your state through more awareness like that, you come in, the receivership is more relaxed. They're more relaxed to receive it because you're more relaxed going in. So this is a way that you can nix the fear, nix the hesitation, nix the procrastination, find the value for the person in you approaching them. Spend the time to do that. It's worth it. You could spend literally, we spend about 30 seconds, 40 seconds identifying what the upsides to him was, and that he actually had an opportunity to be more authentic. And that was enough leverage for her to say, I'm going to do it. And again, it was well received. So in summary, check both sides, make sure you know that there's advantages and disadvantages to them, and your job just to be the messenger and share the truth from the heart. And you can do that when you have a balanced mind and a balanced orientation, that you're not just the bad guy, you're not just the harmful, but you're also coming in as a messenger, as a supporter, and as someone that can catapult their life and their awareness to new levels of responsibility. So I hope that was helpful with this little tip of being the bad guy, and hopefully you're going to realize that you're just an individual carrying a message. How they receive it is up to them. So hopefully it's helpful, and we'll see you the next time on The Connected Life. Take care. Hey guys, Dr. Steve here. If you hate this channel, leave a nasty comment below and don't subscribe. But if you do like this content, I'd love for you to be able to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a wonderful, inspiring comment below as to what you're learning. So we'll talk to you soon.